Alright, ZTV Maniacs. Today's date is July 3rd, 2023. My birthday. Yay. I thought it would be fun to do a little birthday special for the ZTV uh, DVD. So we're going to play. We're going to do two parts. First, we're going to play what I consider. If people ask me, put a gun in my head, say, what's your single favorite game of all time? We're going to play that game. And then we're going to do a play. We're going to play some games on my first ever gaming console, and everybody knows what that is. But let's start. Well, let's start with this. So we're going NES. Now the ZTV collection folder in my Mister for each console is like a list of ROM hacks and translated games that I have in there to make them easier to find amongst all the rest of the stuff. So like I have a full set of games, for like NES, I've got like a full set if I wanted to go through everything. But the ZTV, and then of course I have a jank folder for when B comes over. Makes it easier to find the jank. But the ZTV collection is like I said, ROM hacks, translated games, and I set that up for each console that I have on the Mister. It just makes that stuff easier to find. So let's get started here. So I want to find, let's see, Zelda, Ancient Dungeons, we've done that one, Outlands. Here it is, Redux. This is the one I want to do. I don't know if I've ever covered this ROM hack, but it's like a Legend of Zelda with some quality of life enhancements. Oh, okay. So I actually did a last playthrough this the day that Tears of the Kingdom came out. I did a playthrough. Oh, I wanna. The morning that Tears of the Kingdom came out, I did a playthrough of the original Legend of Zelda to get me hyped up. So actually, my last playthrough of this game wasn't that long ago. So here we go. It is dangerous to go alone. Take this. Okay, we got a sword. You'll notice that he kind of swings the sword. That's one of the little enhancements in this patch. You'll also notice there's a nicer overworld map. You'll notice that this tree here is a little bit is a little bit different than the others. You kind of get a little visual audio clue when something is bombable or burnable in this patch. And also some of the graphics are a little bit different. So the first thing I always do at the beginning of each run is I take this route, and my goal is to grab. I'm not going to really do anything like fancy or out of the ordinary. We're just going to do a standard run through the game. Oh yeah, another thing. Arrows are a separate item in this pack. Like in the original game, when you shot an arrow, it cost you 1 rupee. In this patch, you can actually see, if you look up top under my rupees and keys, you'll see I have a separate cursor for how many arrows I have. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get some bombs. And if we're lucky... Okay, we're lucky. You can see here that this wall is cracked, so that's like a visual cue that I can bomb that. These rooms don't have anything special in them. They're like money-making game or something like that. This room has... You must choose, but choose wisely. What is this, Indiana Jones? Okay, so we always take the heart. Why you take the potion, I have absolutely no idea. So our first goal is going to be to get the white sword right away. Now you can actually see here this tree is burnable down here. That's actually one that I never knew about until fairly recently. That's actually there's 100 rupees there. Like I only knew of like 2 areas that you could get 100 rupees in, but there are actually 3, at least in the first quest. All right, we bomb this. You must choose, but choose wisely. We get our 5th heart. So now with 5 hearts, we now are eligible to get. Oops. We're now eligible to get the white sword. So let's get that first. You know, unless I'm feeling really froggy and I decide to do like some kind of bizarre challenge run or something. But I don't know. I'm not a speed runner. I generally don't do wacky challenge runs. One time I did do a swordless run. I ran all the way to Ganon without picking up a sword. That was okay. See, now we got arrows. We got more bombs. That's kind of good. So we'll pick up the hidden money along the way, because that'll enable us to get some more valuable items. It's a secret to everybody! Alright, give me 30. Alright. There's another 30 right down here. Oh yeah, another quality of life enhancement that this patch has is, in the original game, you can only carry 255 rupees. That that limit is lifted in this Romhack. You can go up to 999. That's useful when we're saving up for the blue ring, because you know, one of the crappy things is like you want to kind of time it so that you get like 255 or whatever, like right when you're near picking it up, because it costs 250. And you know, any other rupees that you pick up past that are wasted. So with that restriction lifted, I don't have to worry about like carrying too many rupees and stuff. Okay, so you'll notice that I skip a lot of these bombable places, like this one here, and that's because I don't remember what's in them, and I don't want to accidentally, like, I only bomb the things that I know are good, because I don't want to accidentally get one of the guys that takes your money for door repair charges. And I don't remember, beyond certain caves that I know are good, I don't want to pick one up and accidentally waste my money. Ow. You'll notice I built up my supply of arrows. Wait, where am I going? I totally went the wrong way to get the sword. I'm just kind of rambling and not paying attention to where I'm going. I gotta get the white sword. Again, we're not really speed running. I mean, I'm trying to beat the game in a reasonable time. And we'll figure out... You know, we'll figure out when we're done how long it took me to beat the game. I'm shooting for about an hour and a half, which is kind of my average time. Alright, here's where the white sword is. Now you gotta be careful of this guy. He, at this stage, I mean, he's dangerous anyway, but at this early stage in the game, he's absolutely brutal. Become stronger, and you shall have this! Alright, we got it. Fun fact, with the Zoras can be killed in one hit, if you have the white sword or better. If you don't have the white sword, you cannot kill them, or a weapon that's equivalent to the white sword, you can't kill them at all. You can't damage them with the regular sword. Fun fact. There are certain weapons that are equivalent in strength to the white sword, which are arrows, the wand. Bombs are actually equivalent to the magical sword in terms of damage. Okay, so let's clear level 1. Oh yeah, one other thing is there's a semi-well-known glitch. When you go in level 1, this door is locked, and if you exit the dungeon and re-enter it right away, it glitches and opens that door for you. That glitch was taken out of this ROM hack. Which sucks, you know, because the nice thing about that glitch is it saves you a key. So we'll run through level 1 really quick. It won't take us long. Get these goobers. Alright, so you kill those, you get both of those, and then you've got 2 keys. Now, another thing that you won't be able to tell this right off the bat because I don't have any other items is you can normally in the original game select pauses. In this ROM hack, select lets you switch between the different items that are instead of having to go to the subscreen anytime, which can save you some time. Alright, we got the map, so we're gonna get the bow. So by using that bomb, I think I saved a key. We're kind of about key preservation until we get the magical key at the end. These guys have a key on them once you kill them all. Oh, we got bombs too. Nice. Alright. Again, you'll see that some of the graphics are a little bit redesigned. Alright, so here's our bow. And you'll see here I was able to just switch over to the arrows by pressing select. Well, actually, I did have another item. That's right. I had the letter. Ugh. So we've got 20 arrows already. So in the original in the regular version, you have to buy your arrows for 80 rupees. Here you just pick them up off of monsters. You can actually still buy them for 80 rupees from the shop, but there's no point in doing so. Alright. Did we get the boomerang? Oh, yeah, we did. I just didn't see it. It must have spawned exactly where I was standing. Alright, now here's the wall masters. We don't want to get grabbed by a wall master. That would cause us to waste time. Alright. I kill them because they have a high drop. I could have just skipped them, but since they have a high drop rate, having the bow pretty much and arrows right away pretty much trivializes that boss. Not that he's anything particularly dangerous anyway. And there's our first Triforce piece. Okay, so now that we have accomplished that, we want to pick up the candle and pick up some valuable items. So we're going to go back to the beginning area. There's some free rupees here. Wait, is it here? Yeah, the money-making game is to the left of the starting point. Yep. It's a secret to everybody. You'll notice that I'm up to 279. As I mentioned before, we can carry more than 255. This is great. Okay. Buy something, will you? All right, give me a candle. All right, that'll enable us to unlock some more secrets. Very important secrets. Yeah, let's just do it this way. There might be money in that room, but I'm not going to take a chance. Oops. Oh, yeah. Right, we'll burn this. This here's a good value and worth buying. The shield, yeah. The meat, hell no. The meat's cheaper in another shop. All right, so that's the cheapest place to buy the shield. There's other places to buy the shield for cheap, but that's the most for my kind of route that I take. That's kind of the cheapest. All right, so there's another heart container here. You must choose. Choose wisely. Choose your must. Old man I am. It's a secret to everybody. Alright, we got some money. Alright. I've never really understood why exactly there were sympathetic moblins that give you money, but it's the sort of thing we didn't really quit, you know, because the moblins are just kind of these little orc type dudes that are violent and whatever and try to kill you. But it's one of those things that as a kid, again, we never really questioned that sort of thing. Boomerang is kind of a good thing to just have in general when you're out and about. We're on our way to level 2, but I'm going this way to kill some things to hopefully get a little bit more money. Having the... also, we can carry more bombs from the get-go, too. We can carry 12 bombs instead of 8. At the beginning of the original game, you can only carry 8 bombs, and then you eventually get the ability to carry more. In this Romhack, we can originally carry... See, here's a hidden money thing. It's a secret to everybody. Alright, there's 100. So now we got big bucks. We got millions of dollars. Alright. Okay, oh, actually, no, I'm wrong. You carry 10 bombs. And then you can get 2 upgrades. No, this isn't it. I gotta go to level 2. It's over to the right. Yeah, we can carry 10 bombs at the start. Now, one thing I like to do... This is kind of a dumb idea, and I don't always recommend this. Because at this stage of the game, it's hard. I like to go... Is when I pass by where level 8 is for the first time, I like to go and get... Alright, we got him. He dropped money. We got a lot of money. I like to go over here and get the... See, if I go out and go in, sometimes it changes up the monsters that are in there. I like to clear this room because this has the magic book in it. And then when I get the wand in level 6 right away, I'll have it. We've got the white sword, so this room is tolerable. And plus, we were able to use the arrows on the mummy, on the Gibdos, so we were okay there. This blue dark nut's gonna pose a threat if he hits us. One thing though is like it's better to if I take a hit from like the bubble, it'll make me invincible for a few seconds, and then at least I can run through It's better to do that than get hit by the Dark Nut, because the Dark Nut's going to take off 2 hearts if he hits me. That's very bad. And I want to use the terrain to deal with him. He's kind of a jerk. He just kind of wanders around at seemingly random and trolls us. Like, haha, you can't hit me. Okay, we got him. Alright, so now I'm going to go in this room. And get the magic book. Like I said, theoretically, I could also go up and try to just get the magical key right away, but that's extremely... I'm not like some kind of super player, especially now that I only have 6 arrows left and there's a Goma that I have to kill. With 7 hearts, the white sword, and especially no water of life, it would be extremely difficult to do that. But like I said, now when I pick up the wand, I'll have the book to go with it right away. And I like having that combo because it works as a candle in dungeons, and also I feel like the wand is an incredibly useful weapon because it's always a ranged attack when you don't have your sword. And there are some monsters that are invincible to it, but that's okay. Alright, level 2. Level 2 is not particularly difficult either. We'll pick up the blue ring after I clear this level out. Because the blue ring is kind of more in that area. Thank you. We got a key. We got another key. Now I'm going to drop the bomb here. And then pick this one up. ₹5. Dodongos hate smoke. Well, to be fair, I wouldn't like a bomb exploding in my stomach either. Alright, there's their magical boomerang. By taking the proper route through the level and using my bombs, I can save a key. And your Dodongo up there, he's huffing and puffing. Alright. Get our bombs ready. That was tough. There's kind of a trick. If you explode a bomb next to Dodongo, it'll stun him, and then you can finish him with the sword. Or if you drop 2 into his mouth. But there's a trick where if you drop 1 into his mouth and then drop another bomb right away as he's eating it, that's kind of an easier way to kill him. And the nice thing about it, if you kill him by dropping a bomb and then hitting him with the sword, you always get a bomb drop. So, alright, we're racking up a lot of gold, which is good, because there are a couple of things I want to buy. So now we're on our way to level 3. Again, we'll pop these things and get money. Because we're going to go buy the blue ring. Well, we get good money drops from those guys. That's good. We're really getting money here. I don't need it yet, but this way I have it for when I do. Because I've got kind of an abundance of rupees. The last big thing that we'll need to save up for will be the bomb upgrades. But we're gonna get we're gonna go ahead and get the blue ring. Actually, it's a blue tunic in this Romhack. Okay, so we got that. It actually turns me into a better shade of blue. Like in the original game, I always thought that the blue ring or tunic turned us more like a shade of white rather than blue. This hair's a good value, worth buying. All right, yeah, I'll take the bait too. Give me that. That way, I've got that for when I need it. Okay, now for level 3. We're also going to pick up some hidden treasure over here. Which is right here. It's a secret to everybody. 100. Thank you. And here's level 3. And we'll get our bombs out. A lot of what we've done in these first... We've done prep work. So now that we've done most of our prep work, we'll be probably taking down most of the rest of the dungeons in pretty short order. These dark nuts we can just skip. These we gotta kill. Well, that makes it easy, doesn't it? I'm used to getting I'm used to getting the stopwatch on like the very last I just did that to clear a couple of them out of the way. We got the raft. Alright, so we got a raft. We're in good shape. Oops, wrong way. So these guys I want to kill because they're going to drop me a key. There's my key. Half of this dungeon you don't really need to even go into. It's just a waste of time. There's an old man that says, "Hey, did you know that there's a sword hidden someplace?" It's like, well, yes, I did know that. I already have it, you old man. Alright. Alright, we got him. We got Manhandle without much issue. We got another heart. And we got the Triforce piece. Very good. Alright, now with the raft, we don't have to do really anything extra. We can go straight to level 4. Level 4 has these annoying bozos, which split into 2 bats when you hit them. It also introduces dark rooms for the first time, which have to be lit up with the candle or the wand with the book upgrade. "30 arrows, by the way, is the maximum we can carry, and as far as I'm aware, there are no upgrades. Level 4 also introduces us to the wonderful world of the like that can eat our magic shield. Since arrows are a regular item in this Romhack, I'm just going to use arrows on them to trivialize them. And we got the ladder. And now we can just go bloop, 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 bloop. If I go up, there's actually a manhandle there. This is also the first dungeon that introduces us to... By the way, if you use a key to get into this room, there's nothing... You get into stuck on a little island and you basically waste your key. But there's a bombable wall here that has some treasure. and is also a big fat shortcut that enables me to skip that entire upper left corner of the map. Ooh, nicely placed bomb. Oh, wow, that worked out great. Alright, now we're going to fight Gleeok. Two-headed Gleeok. There he is. If you've got the blue ring and the white sword, Gleeok is pretty trivial. If you don't, then he can be fairly dangerous. Alright, so about 30 minutes, a little over 30 minutes in probably, and we've already cleared out 4 levels. We're halfway through the game. Well, not quite. So our next task is going to be to get the magical sword. Some people have called it have retroactively called it the Master Sword, but that actually is not true, because if you play Hyrule Warriors, you'll note that the magical sword and the Master Sword are actually 2 different things. The concept of the Master Sword was not introduced until Link to the Past. So, in order to get the magical sword, we're going to need to get 2 more hearts, because you need a total of 12 to be able to wield its awesome power. I know I skipped that monster, but we're kind of past the point where we need to grind up money. By the time we get to the last 2 dungeons, we'll be able to afford the 2 bomb upgrades. And the only other thing that I will have to buy during this run would be if my shield gets eaten and I have to buy another one. That probably won't happen, and I'm saying that probably jinxing myself. But yeah. Probably if my shield gets eaten, it'll probably be in level 9, and I usually clear level 9 in one shot. And it won't matter. Okay, so here's another heart, and you need a ladder to be able to get it. So once you clear level 3 and 4 and get the raft and the ladder, there's 2 hearts on the east side of the map you can pick up, and and if you've gotten every heart that's available on the overworld map by that point, you'll have enough to get the magic sword. So we're going to go and we're going to take this path here, go into this. You must choose, but choose wisely. Get our 12. Okay, so that's our 12th heart, so now we can get the magic sword. You'll also see at this point that I'll actually be doing the levels a little bit out of order for convenience's sake. Oh yeah, there's an old lady in this waterfall. I won't talk for free! I have 5 rupees. This isn't enough to make me talk! Yeah, well, on you then. She basically just tells you how to get through the mountains to get to level 5. You just have to keep going up. So we go right here. There's a bombable cave here, but I don't know if there's anything useful in it, so I'm not going to bother. So right here is the power bracelet, which enables us to take some shortcuts. I don't usually use the power bracelet in a regular playthrough, but in this Romhack, it might be useful, and I'll show you why. Here's another quality of life improvement. Choose your path: woods, beach, hills. So, in the Romhack, the um, the staircases are actually marked and will tell you which one is which. In the original game, they're not marked, and you just kind of ran. I was never able to figure out how to take the correct path to take the shortcut that I want to take. Okay, so level 6 is here. We're gonna skip past this. And under this gravestone is our magical sword. Become stronger and you shall have this! Whoa! We have it. I'm strong. Okay. Now, on a playthrough of the vanilla game, I usually grind these ghosts. If you touch a bunch of the gravestones, they come to life, and then if you kill the lead one, they all die and they can drop money. But since we're able to plan a more efficient route, we don't really need to get that stuff. Okay. So level 6 is the toughie. Level 6 is the hardest level in the game next to level 9. Oh, that was easy. Alright. And it's because of the goddamn whiz robes. Whiz robes are the most dangerous enemy in the game, not counting bosses. And honestly, if you've watched me take out most of the bosses, you probably agree that they're not that much to sneeze at either. But a bad room full of whiz robes can muck you up. So, alright. Probably should have switched my arrows here. In fact, I'm going to. By the way, the only thing that actually works on a whiz robe is a sword or bombs. Alright. Speaking of bombs. This is a shortcut. This is going to enable us to skip a lot of the level. There's actually a 3-headed Gleeok on the upper left corner of this map. And by using that shortcut, we avoid having to deal with him. These big jelly blobs split into smaller jelly blobs, but since we have a good sword, we never have to worry about that. All right, there's a womb full of wizwolves here. There. They didn't give us much trouble. Thank God. Alright. Now, I like to get the magic sword before I tackle level 5 or 6, but I'm like, since the magical sword is right next to level 6, I just tackle level 6 after I get it, and then go back and do level 5. There's a hole here? What's over here? Probably nothing, but I never knew about that because I never bothered to look. Because this isn't the correct path to take to get through the level. Okay, so now we have the wand. The wand is useful because it's a permanent ranged attack, and also since we already have the book, it does the fire effect at the end, and that's useful because it acts as a candle for us. Oh, well, hey, I got that, so I'm going to take these suckers out. And this is the first level where I might possibly need to use a potion, but I'm actually doing pretty well so far, so I might get through it unscathed. Now, since we have the magical sword, these things no longer split into bats. You could also take them out in one shot with a bomb, as I think I did previously. Alright, we got him before he ate my shield. That's good. Here's another little interesting tidbit. The yellow whiz robes are actually, they do more damage with their spells. The blue ones do more damage by bumping into you. The blue ones are also more erratic. The yellow ones are pretty predictable. They'll appear kind of across from you, and you can hit them and not really have to deal with them much. Why am I wasting my time? Oh, we got a key. Maybe that's why I was wasting my time. Okay, so get out our arrow, and if we're lucky, we'll just clear this in one hit. Run in. We weren't lucky. Alright, let's go out and in and try again. Still not lucky. What if I run out of arrows? There we go. We got him. Alright, so now level 6 is clear. We got our magical sword. We're now in great shape. There's a bombable wall here that's got a potion shop if we were to need a potion shop. Alright, so now I'm going to actually take the shortcut. We want to take the beach. Oh, no, we don't want to take the beach. We want to take the hills. Okay, so that'll take us right next to where level 5 is. That'll save us some time. One booger there, we got him. Alright, so here's level 5. So level 5 has this side path that we need to take in order to get the whistle. Ow. I took him while I was invincible. Oh, crap. We used my last bomb. This guy has some bombs, though. We kind of need them. Well, we do need them because we need to open up this path. These guys are pretty bad because they do a lot of damage if they hit you. But we have the magic sword so we can take them out in 2 hits. This is why I wanted to get the magical sword before I took this level on. It makes it easier to get the dark nuts. Now if we use a key here, one thing we get is back. But there's actually a thing here. Do you wish to carry more bombs? Yes, yes I do. Give me more bombs. Because now I can carry 20 bombs. Holy crap. So actually it goes up with the second upgrade. I probably don't even need to get the second upgrade. I mean, because in the vanilla game, if you get the 2 upgrades, you can carry 16 bombs. Okay, so now I'm gonna. Get these guys. We got the whistle. Now we go back. Now we go through the level proper. Because actually, you can't even clear this level if you don't get the whistle, because you need it to kill the boss. If you have a ranged attack, the Gibdos are trivial, but if they hit you, they take off a lot of health. Here's the dongos here. We can just skip them. I'm in favor of skipping fights when I can. It's like, do I really have to kill every guy I see? I mean, sometimes you want to because you get a key. Like that. These guys we can just skip. I think there's a key in this room. Ooh, excuse me. Yep. Alright. The arrows can kill these guys. Actually, the whistle. So, a funny thing about those guys is that there's a clue in the game that Pole's voice hates a certain kind of sound. So, in the Japanese version of this game, the original, the Famicom, has like a microphone. And if you shout into the microphone, it actually kills all those enemies. But the American NES does not have any kind of microphone, so that clue is basically useless, because you kind of think that the whistle would have an effect on them, but it doesn't, because like I said, it's thinking that there's a microphone that kills them all in one shot. So in this Romhack, they actually made it so that you can kill them with the whistle. And I had to get out the whistle anyway, because we need to use on Dig Dogger here. We're going to blow the whistle, it shrinks him down, and we kill him, and we get our heart, and he's toast. Alright, so good. 6 levels down, 3 to go. Now we can use the whistle to kind of take a shortcut, because one of the effects of the whistle is that it will take you to a random dungeon that you've already cleared. So now here we are at level 2. Now here's a trick. If you face upward, it will after you've landed, if you hold up, it will take you to the next level in sequence to where you want to go. So like if I hold up, it'll take me to level 3. And actually, I'm going to do levels a little out of order again. I'm actually going to go to level 8 next. Level 8 is close to level 2, so we'll just get that out of the way. And then we'll do level 7. And then we'll do 9. By clearing level 8, we'll get the magic key, and then we won't have to fart around with worrying about keys anymore. So unless you have the maximum equipment, level 8 is pretty tough because the prime enemy here is the prime enemy here are dark nuts, and dark nuts can be dangerous if you don't have good equipment to take them on. Ooh, yeah. Oh man, good luck. We got 2 fairies. We're full health going into this room. Alright, now these we can skip. So that room there, that will take us towards the end of the dungeon, but we want to go up here. And I'm going to pop a couple of these guys, because then hopefully they don't respawn. Make it easier later. So here's another... Alright, so we want to get our arrows out here. Wow, that was great! I normally don't get to do that. That guy is normally... I don't want to say he's dangerous, but he's annoying to fight. Because you gotta wait till his eye is open, and then you gotta hit him 3 times. So actually, we got good luck there. That was excellent. Did you see how that Dark Nut turned around just as my sword was gonna hit him? Actually, with the Romhack, the way you swing your sword kind of in an arc, it actually makes it easier to fight the Dark Nuts. You can kind of pierce them sometimes. Okay, so now we got the magic key. So now notice our key symbol is turned to infinite. Now we don't have to worry about keys for the rest of the game. Not that it really would have anyway, but, you know. This was just kind of like an efficiency sake. Plus, level 8 I think is a little bit harder than level 7. Alright, so now we gotta get these dark nuts. Or dork nuts, as we like to call them. Get the dork nuts. Skip this room. Skip most of these guys. Get our bombs out because this will let us take a shortcut. Actually, no. Let's get the whistle out because there's a bunch of Pole's voice in the next room, and I kind of like the idea of, let's just, here they all are. Bloop. There they all went. And we can bomb here and skip a couple of rooms. I don't even remember what's in those rooms. I know there's an old man that gives you a clue to find level 9 behind one of them, but we already know where level 9 is, so... Again, by this point, this guy could be fairly formidable, but we've got the magic sword by now, so... Here, let's just see the clue, because I think it's this room that has the clue. What's this old guy going to tell us? Seek the lion key! Oh, that's even more useless, because I already have that! You dummy! You big old dummy! Alright, there we go. Where's it going to take us? Level 1, okay. So now when I face up, it's going to take me to level 2. Face up again, and it'll take us to level 3. And level 3 is closest to level 7. And level 7 is over here. You have to blow the whistle. And it reveals also. So, here's the interesting thing about this game is that the first 6, at least in the first quest anyway, the first 6 dungeons are clearly marked. Like, you'll just see them out in the open. The 7, 8, and 9 are all hidden. So the primary enemy in level 7 is gorillas. They're not too bad to deal with. Okay, so this dot and go room, right above this here, there's another bomb upgrade. So now we can carry 30 bombs, which is obscene. We'll never need that many bombs, but what we might as well have them. There's a couple of dig doggers in here, and they're a little bit more dangerous than the dig dogger that was in level 5 because they split into 3 guys after you use the thing on them. That particular one though we can skip. We can skip him. All right, there's some rupees. So we've bought all the bomb upgrades. We won't really need to buy anything else at this point, unless, like I said, we lose our shield. Grumble, grumble. Now, I remember back when we saw this guy, when we first encountered this guy, like, my dad and I kept trying to kill him, like, hit him a billion times, and, and then, like, we just tried random items then, and then it was like, well, what about the meat? And then, oh, the meat got rid of him. Oh, so that's what the meat is used for. We never knew. Like, we just tried stuff at random, because, grumble, grumble apparently randomly translates into, give me beef. Although that's fair. I mean, when I'm hungry and I want some beef, I usually grumble like that too. Okay, so I don't know. I want to get the rupee just based on the force of habit. Now, there's actually a shortcut here. Well, not really a shortcut, but there's a hidden passageway here that's got some rupees that we don't really need, but I'm gonna get them anyway, just out of force of habit. But by this stage in the game, gorillas aren't particularly dangerous. We're well protected, we've got a good weapon, we take them out in a couple of hits. That's why, like I said, this level, it's kind of long. So now this particular room here, this passageway contains the red candle, which by this stage in the game, if you've played your cards right, you absolutely don't need. So I never pick it up just out of spite. So we're going to skip the next couple of rooms here. And here is a dig dogger that I mentioned. So I'm going to try something a little fancy here. That almost worked. Here's some more dot and goes that we can ignore. Now here's a room that can trip you up because there's wall masters here. You actually have, unlike before, I actually do have to kill these wall masters to be able to push the stairway. If I get hit by one, it's going to take me back to the entrance of the dungeon. That would be annoying at this point. But fortunately, since I have... Okay, I think I got them all. Fortunately, since I have the wand, I can just shoot them with the wand if I get hit by one of these bubbles. You actually don't want to pick up the clock because that prevents them from coming out. And again, in this room, I actually do have to kill them all. Alright. So now here's something funny. After all that, the boss of this level is the same boss that was in level 1. And he's completely trivial by this point because if you've got the magic sword, you just run up to him and kill him in 2 hits. I mean, at least the four-headed Gleeok that you fight in level 8 was potentially dangerous. Alright, so we've cleared the first 8 levels. Okay, so now we can warp. We want to go to level, we want to go to level 9 and finish this. So I want to warp to level 6. That was dumb. By the way, if you blow the whistle and... Okay, so this is level 4. If you blow the whistle and then don't get the tornado, you won't be able to blow the whistle again until you go to another screen. Level 5... Level 6 is closest. It's closer to level 9, I think. I mean, it's probably about a horse apiece. Okay, so this is level 6. And I got hit by the monster and bumped into the dungeon. No, I don't want to go in there. I hate that level. Alright, so now we're off to level 9. I don't really count the pace of how long it takes me to beat this Romhack versus what it would do a vanilla run, because there's a lot of little tricks here that would make it faster to play this than it would the vanilla game. So I'm not going to say, oh wow, look, this is a new personal best record, fastest clear ever, because like I said, this no, I think I want to go to the left. Yeah, here we go. Is this right? No, it's not. I was right the first time, I think. These rocks are falling from Death Mountain. Maybe it would have been faster to go to level 5 and then, I don't know. It doesn't, it's not like it matters. I mean, if I were like speed running this, I might care, but in this case, I really don't. Alright, this is Spectacle Rock. This is where we're going to find level 9. Alright, here we go. Level 9. We're going, this is it. Actually, we probably just want bombs. So, in this room, there's an old man, and he'll stop you from progressing if you don't have all the pieces of the Triforce. Alright, so the first room we want to go is up here. And you find these guys, and all you gotta do to kill them is burn them up with the wand. That room we can skip. Okay, this guy can be dangerous, but since we've got full hearts, we can just shoot. This thing, you can only kill this guy with the sword. Nothing else works on him. Bombs, wand, nothing. But since we've got, like I said, we've got full hearts, so we can just shoot at him. That makes my life a bit easier. I did take a hit, but Alright. So actually, that path is going to lead us to the next part of the dungeon, but we want to take a detour. Another one of these stupid things. On the map. So we're a bomb here. Room full of goobers. Bomb here. This room is not officially on the map if you look. Oh, nice. We got a watch. All right, beautiful. We got a heart. That's good. That gives us the red tunic. That further cuts our damage. Now we only take a quarter of the damage we would normally take. That will make the rest of the level a lot easier. So we can afford to take more hits from dummies. Okay, so now we want to go this way. I could have skipped that Petra until I had more hearts, but... Or until I had the ring to cut my potential damage down, but that's okay. Beautiful. Well, I make it through this without using a potion. Oh, that improved my chances of getting through it without a potion greatly. Okay, so that took us to this room here. And I'm just going to manually switch because I think it's a little bit safer because I'm not fuddling around with the menu while trying to avoid guys. We get them all. Oh, now we did. Okay. Doesn't matter if I get hit by these things now. All the monsters are dead. Okay. Go in here. Here's our silver arrow. This we need to kill the last guy. We need this to kill Ganon. This is his sole weakness, and he keeps it... Well, I guess it makes sense. He keeps the one thing that can kill him hidden in his dungeon, assuming that nobody's going to be smart enough to figure... or strong enough to figure out where it is. I guess that's... I guess that makes sense. I gotta kill these guys to push the brick to get back. Okay. So now we're almost done. So now it's very important here. Do not go up. Because if you go up, you'll get trapped and you won't be able to get back to where you need to go. So we're going to kill these guys. For safety's sake, I'm going to use the wand. So I don't lose my shield. At this point, it doesn't really matter that much, because I don't think the magic shield stops Ganon's shots anyway. But it's more of just a matter of personal pride than anything else. Like, this run has been very clean. I haven't used any potions or anything like that, so we want to finish it clean. Oh, they both dropped fairies. Beautiful. Oh, man, we got it pretty much in the bag now. Just a couple more of these knuckleheads. Alright, we should have no problems finishing it with no potions. Alright, again, for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to do this. Now, it's kind of... I always thought it was kind of funny that, like, the last room before Ganon... Well, the second to last room before Ganon just has lights and a couple of Zulls in it. I find that mildly amusing. So we're almost up to Ganon now. We go through here. And it's just one more Patris between us and Ganon. One, two, three. All right. Get the arrow ready. Here's Ganon. They updated his sprite a little bit in this ROM hack. So he kind of goes around the room in a circle pattern. Shooting fireballs. You gotta hit him 4 times with the sword. 3, 4. Pop him with the arrow. We took some hits there, but that's alright. So clean run, no potion. Get his Triforce. He's left as a pile of ash. Break these. Save the waifu. We're winner. Thanks, Link. You're the hero of Hyrule. Yay. Winner's me. I'm gonna get a drink. Thus, peace returned. Blah, blah, blah. Another quest. We'll start from here. You know what? That went pretty quick. Look at that. One shot. Beautiful. So actually, you're going to get a bonus. We're going to get Zelda 2. So the people that did that hack also did a Zelda 2 Redux hack. With similar quality of life improvements. So I'm not going to play through this in its entirety, but we'll play maybe the first hour or so. Technically, I could just start a new game plus. So the graphics are a little bit better. So I'll explain some of the updates in this version too. Magic container does us no good because we have no magic. How do I set turbo again on here? There we go. I know it's cheating. I don't care. It's my birthday, I can do whatever the hell I want. Get the first magic container. Now, one quality of life improvement that this game makes, there aren't any more assholes that can drain your experience points by hitting you. So in the original game, if these stupid moblins hit me, I'd lose 10 XP. Which is really bad at the start of the game. So at the beginning here, I want to build up my... Stop giving me those. Give me a pea bag. I want to build my attack up to level 2 because otherwise I can't even kill a jelly blob in one hit. And that's lame. There's some points. So I'm going to cancel all my level ups until I get to 200. We can raise my attack. Alright, now we got attack level 2. And we got defense. So in the original game, they call it life. Here they call it defense. With any luck, that's all the grinding we'll need to do. There's an extra points bag I could have grabbed, but I got a couple of good drops there. All right. Once you come in, notice how the text scrolls faster. Another quality of life improvement. Before leaving, come to the house and see my grandpa. Most of the magic costs significantly less in this Romhack. So early on in the game, I won't be focusing much on building up my magic meter or my magic experience level. Watch out for these deadly rocks. This area makes me nervous. I always feel like an errant bubble is gonna pop up out of nowhere and hit me and cause me to fall into the water and die. Now let's get rid of this joker. And we got a heart container. Careful not to take a hit from a dummy bubble. That would be the worst. See? See? I told you! I told you! Oh, for God's sakes. At this point, I might as well just lose all my lives and continue. Suck it, Ganon. Those goddamn bubbles are more hazardous than any monsters you threw at me. We don't really lose that much, though. Just the 100 or so experience points that I had. Oh yeah, in the original game, these moblins don't even give you experience points. They take away, but they don't give you anything. Assholes. Alright. Here's the first palace. These things also suck away your XP in the original version, but don't here. And they even give you points for killing them. Now you may be looking and thinking my level's not all that high, but we'll be okay. Oh, I'm not a super great, like, master player that can speedrun the game in an hour or anything ridiculous. I know my way around the game. Our goal before we clear this level is going to be to get to attack level 4. Now, one thing to note is that in the original game, these things take zillions of those bubbles, take zillions of hits, but give you 50 XP when you kill them. Here they don't take as many hits, but only give you 20 XP. Alright, so I'm going to skip the level up here. I'm going to skip that level up too. Because we want attack level 3. There's a fairy there. We can only grab that once. So we're going to wait until we clear out some of these other areas. Because we don't really need... Okay, so there's one key. But we got to keep going. Deeper into the maze. Because behind this goober... Ow. That hurt. There's another key. Oh, what a stroke of luck. We got a pea bag off of him. That's worth tons of points at this stage. Alright. So we're looking good now. We got a very lucky pea bag drop. These guys don't suck away my XP anymore. In fact, they give me XP, which they didn't in the vanilla game. Alright, now that I got my 2 keys, I'm going to take this ferry. No, yeah, backtrack a little bit. Now, even though these things aren't worth that much XP anymore, I still want to kill them because they're, 20 XP at this stage in the game is nothing to sneeze at. That one was a little bit faster. He was actually worth 30. All right, there's our attack level 3. Get that bag and keep going. Oh. Alright, I'm going to use the shield here. Okay, so we want the 1,000 points to get the level, to get the attack level 4. So, because when we kill the boss, we'll get enough points automatically to level up. So, getting that up so that we get 1,000 points, what we need to get 1,000 points to get the attack level 4 is a lot greater than what it would be otherwise. So by carefully skipping level ups, you can level up your attack level faster, which is a pro strat. That'll enable us to get the next couple of levels a lot easier. And also reduce the amount of grinding that we have to do. Now we are a little bit more of a glass cannon at this stage in the game, so we do have to be careful. Oh, I did get the fairy before. Okay, that's fine. I might take a death here, probably to the boss. That would have made me happy if I had the life spell, which I don't. Oh yeah, one other thing too, another quality of life improvement here is that I don't have to go into the menu every time I want to cast a spell. If I want to cast a heal spell a bunch of times in a row, I can do it without having to dip into the menu every time. Alright, so now here, I do it anyway out of habit. But, okay, so here's the boss, and like I said, he might wind up killing me. Damn it. I was one hit away, too. You couldn't front me that last hit on my birthday game? Come on. Alright, so we got the key. And we cleared the dungeon. And you'll watch till I get healed. Now I got my attack level 4. So now we're in good shape for the next couple of stages of the game. So we need a candle to see into the next room. I mean, theoretically, you don't. I've seen people do this cave without the candle, but you know what? I'm gonna try. We kill that guy, we get the statue. We do that so that the next lady in the next town will put out for us. Or, I mean... Sorry, teach us a magic spell. Oh! That's the goddess statue. Come see my grandpa. I was hoping I'd get to see you. Ho, ho, ho. With this spell, you can jump very high. So one thing I like about this game is it kind of gives you the freedom to explore, but you kind of have to do things in a sort of logical order to progress. So you gotta... Ooh, pea bag. So I've got to clear... You gotta get through this cave to get to the next major area of the game. Alright, so now I'll take the defense boost. That healed us too, so that's kind of good. To get the jump magic, you have to reasonably have the candle to get through that cave, and to get through the cave, to get the candle, you have to get through the first palace. So you kind of have a logical, you know, you have the freedom to explore. And again, I'm talking about if you're playing this game blind. You do have the freedom to explore, but you kind of have a logical order that you have to do things in. That's the incredibly dangerous red bat that turns into a little gremlin that spits fire at you. Now, if you got mucked up in that cave, there's a fairy here. Now, here's another thing that's very important. There's an extra life statue here. In this Romhack, every life statue that you pick up is a permanent upgrade. So normally at the beginning of a run, you have 3 lives, and if you die, you go back to the start with another 3 lives. Now that I've picked up that one up, I'll now have 4 lives. If I die and have to continue again, I will now have 4 lives. So that's very important. Alright, now we're going to meet Bagoo. And he is here somewhere. There he is. Here's Bagoo. My name is Bug. Or I guess in this Romhack he's Bug. Show this letter to the ferrymen in Saraya. Yeah. I don't even remember if there's any indication that that guy is there. But whatever. Okay, there's a points bag over here. I want to get life 4, and then I'll start saving up for attack 5. Ganon's minions are hidden amongst the crowds in the town. So sometimes if you talk to the useless townspeople, they turn into bats. And sometimes you get a random bat that takes a whole ton of hits. I lost my mirror somewhere in town. You found a mirror under the table. Good job, Link. Oh, that's my mirror. Follow me to my house. So that's all you had to do, and she's ready to put out. I'll teach you this magic to restore your life. The heal magic takes up much less magic in the Romhack. But I'm going to level up in town. It's going to be great. Well, that lady actually tells you something useful. Yeah, whatever, let's just go. Oh, for God's sakes. I don't know, sorry, but I'm actually a bat. I'm actually a bat too. Alright, there we go. We leveled up. A friend of Bug, eh? In that case, you may cross the bridge. Alright, this is Death Mountain. This area is kind of the gatekeeper of this game. So if we can clear it through, if we can get through this, we're in good shape. Alright, we're going to skip those. We're going to try to get attack. We're going to try to get attack 5 along the way. Always skip the elevators, always go to the right. And watch out for these things, they're unbelievably dangerous. The orange ones aren't that bad, but the red ones are really tough. This is another monster that'll drain your XP. If in the vanilla version of the game. Thank you. I totally 100% did not need that extra magic point because there was a magic container right up here. Thanks a lot for nothing. That didn't matter, but that's alright. Like I said, the yellow oranger ones are easy to kill if you just get into a certain rhythm, but the red ones retreat from you, and got your sirens going by, and throw axes at you, and they hit really hard. Ooh, P-bag. Nice. That makes up for the other one that didn't give me anything. Now this one's a freebie, so we'll heal up. Skip that. We're going for 2,000. Whatever magic points we use up isn't that big of a deal. We'll be able to get more. After we clear this place out. Now, there's only one path to go, but I'm going to go the other ways too to get a little extra XP. Alright, watch out. This area is dangerous. There's one, and I mean the jumps are easy, but there's one little guy here that can trip you up, and I can't actually kill him yet because I don't have the down thrust. Alright, definitely pull up my shield here. Nice. There's the hammer. Oh, my package has been delivered. Hang on a minute, folks. I gotta get that package. Here's the birthday gift I bought for myself. Ladies and gentlemen, the deluxe foot pedicure machine. We'll get to that in a little bit. So clearing that area out proves that we're a bad enough dude to take on the rest of the... And I died like an idiot. It's okay. My goal for this run is I'm going to clear out the first 2 dungeons. So we're basically ready to clear out Dungeon 2. But before we do so, there's some side crap that I want to do. So first hit this rock with the... There's a magic container there. With the hammer... We can break rocks that are on the map. And actually trees as well. So before we go to level 2, we're going to do some side stuff. Hey, 50 points, not bad. Okay, so across this bridge. There's a few bad guys along the way. Cast my shield spell here because there's one of these assholes. Okay. So actually there's an extra life. Along this coastline, if I remember correctly. Yep. So there's another extra life. So again, that's a permanent upgrade in this Romhack. So first I'm going to go to this town twice. But actually the first thing I want to do, but there's something important that I want to accomplish here. Okay, she restores my health, that's great. So up here, this is very important. When you jump, press down to perform a down thrust. Now we can down thrust. That's highly beneficial. My daughter is ill. She is at death's door. Okay. So every town has a spell that you can learn, but you gotta complete some side quest to do it. So we'll get to that. Alright. So now that we can punch through these blocks, we can get to these caves. And now that we have the down thrust, we can kill these little spiky things. It also makes a lot of other enemies a lot easier to kill. Like these guys, for instance. We dropped a pea bag. Very nice. And there's a heart container. That's where we get our 6th heart container. There's our attack level 5. That's great. Notice how much easier it is to fight a lot of enemies when you get the down thrust and you just bounce off their heads. Alright, there's a pea bag. I'm going to take magic level 2, because why not? You'll note that now my jump spell and my shield spell are a little bit cheaper to cast. That's what magic does. But like the cast costs for all the spells in this Romhack are reduced anyway. So getting the magic level up is very much secondary to getting oh hey, here we go. It's very much secondary to leveling up attack and defense. So there's one more sealed cave that we want to go to. And technically I could wait till afterwards, but after I finish level 2, but I'm going to do it just for the sake of getting it out of the way. And technically, if I was really, really bored, I could sit here and hold down the button and just kill a bunch of those things to get XP. But at 2 points a pop, it's not very efficient. Alright, here's the last sealed cave. Now, this one actually is important. We will need this one to progress in the game. Notice how much easier he was to kill than the other goober was. Or how much... Okay, so that right there, that is the water of life. That's what's going to cure that old lady's daughter in the other town, and we'll need that to get a spell. So our next goal, experience-wise, is going to ultimately be to get attack level 6, which we'll do by clearing the next dungeon. Or palace, or whatever you want to call it. But I'm gonna get life, life, or whatever you want to call life or defense, level 5 along the way, because... If my calculations are right, I should be able to do both. Getting through the swamp is kind of a slog. So you're likely to get into a lot of extra fights here. Okay. So here's level 2. Now, from level 2 on, you can always hit the knight statue, and you'll either get an enemy, or you'll get a bottle of potion. Alright. So, level 2. There's a lot of extra side paths, and it also... Ooh, hey, there we go. So we gotta get a couple of keys here before we can... before we can move on. Two pea bag drops. Very nice. I'm not gonna waste my time. Oh, those could be my level up. Okay, there's one kid. I believe there's 2 I gotta get. Like I said, in the vanilla game, those things are damaged sponges, but they give you a lot of XP. But they're worth grinding on if you have a Turbo Fire controller.
If you don't, you probably don't want to bother. Alright. So there's my defense level 5. So now... we want to have it so that the next level will carry us okay, so we got both keys. So we gotta get 2 keys. And after the first Zelda game, you can't... from every game on that, there's the exact number of keys that you need to advance. They don't put, like, extra keys floating around for you to get. Like, you saw, like, when I was running... like, I probably could have finished my run of the first quest without getting that magical key. But... why bother? This is another stupid enemy in the vanilla game that'll suck away your XP. Okay, so there's one door. Remember, we needed both keys. I mean, maybe not right away, but at some point, if I didn't get them, I'd be stuck. I'm taking my time with this blob because I just know if I jump up there, it's going to do something erratic and cause me to fall into the lava. Don't ask me how I know that. I just know it, because that's the way this game works. We also picked up another key along the way. Okay, so we gotta make sure we have over 1,500 over 1,500 XP, because that will put us to the point where the next level will get us attack 6. So that's what we're aiming for. The idea is you want to maximize the effect of the level up, of the guaranteed level up that you get at the end of the dungeon. Because you get a guaranteed level up, but you want to make it so that you get as much points as possible from that level up, because that saves you from having to grind. That's my thought process here. Okay. So now here, these blocks will fall on our head. We can't do anything about them yet. Now that our attack level is higher, you'll notice these guys are a lot easier to kill. Alright, we got the Power Glove! It is so bad. You don't even want to know how bad it is. It's the baddest thing you could ever have. With it, now we can break blocks. I wanted to kill that guy because I wanted his points. I gonna have enough? It's gonna be close. No, I think we'll be okay. I mean, we do get some points for killing the boss, too. Okay, so down that elevator, that'll lead me towards the end of the stage, but first I gotta get another key. Which we get by disposing of this guy, getting the key. Sometimes the statues in the dungeons have magic jars behind them, so that's why I sometimes just punch them, because I don't remember which ones actually do and which ones don't. Alright, we should be good level up wise. Well, definitely now. Alright, so skip that level up. See, now we need 3,000 to get to the next level, and that way the points that we get from the next level, it'll automatically carry over to that. It's okay, so I want heal, I want jump, and I want shield. So here comes the second boss. This guy is actually easy. If you went and got... So if you did everything... So, like, you could tackle level 2 before doing any of the Death Mountain stuff that I did. But by doing so, and getting the down thrust, it makes that guy really easy, because then you just bounce off his head. And now we've got attack level 6. So that's excellent. And we're going to stop at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and just save my state. And we will leave off here. I'll eventually go back and finish that run, but that's the end of the first part of the ZTV birthday bash. Stay tuned, because we've got more fun coming up in store.